Today is a special day in the state of Illinois, and no other state that I know of today. It is Kazimierz Pulaski Day. Kazimierz Pulaski was a Polish patriot who decided to help America in the Revolutionary War. He came over, and his military experience led him to create the U.S. Cavalry. He was in a battle of Savannah and severely wounded and died. He served our country as a patriot, even though he was a Polish person, not an American. Well, we take that pretty seriously in Chicago, where there are more people of Polish ancestry than any other place on earth except for Warsaw, Poland. We're pretty proud of that fact. And today we were proud of the fact that the president of Poland came to Chicago. President Duda and his wife were given a warm welcome at the Polish National Museum. And I recalled the time, it really wasn't that long ago, when finally the Iron Curtain came down. And we had a question to ask. How are we going to protect the nations that used to be part of the Warsaw Pact, are nations that used to be Soviet republics? What is going to protect them if they want to aspire to democracy and move toward the West? We came up with the obvious answer. There was only one alliance that could protect them, the NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Because in the 80 years now that it's been in existence, it's done its job of avoiding World War III and strengthening the countries in the alliance, because we stand arm in arm next to one another. As I said today, it was a Pulaski moment. The United States and Poland standing together again for the future of both of their nations. I believe in NATO, and I don't know what it will do without it, but now we have to consider that. This new president, just a few weeks into his presidency, is threatening the very future and existence of NATO. If we walk away from it, if the United States disengages from NATO, the question is whether or not Europe can stand on its own feet. I think they will eventually. But in the meantime, countries like Poland, the Baltic nations, and many others are vulnerable to Putin's aggression. What he did in Ukraine 3 years ago, and even before that, he will do again. And smaller nations don't have a prayer in fighting him. I am saddened, shocked, stunned at what happened in the Oval Office last week with President Zelensky. To have that display in live television breaks my heart. To think that this situation is such that we would humiliate our ally in Ukraine and at the same time talk about the greatness of Vladimir Putin, just I find disgusting. People are no students of history if they buy into that thinking.